Welcome to Mystic Dragonfly Garden. Today we are going to plant up this planter box area that is right below the back porch. It is a budget-friendly planting. I picked up the petunias on clearance and the little 4-inch pots when they were $1. So let me show you this spot that we're going to plant up and what we are going to be planting. So I'm going to show you this planter area, which is really a hot mess right now. It needs cleanup, and from the fall and the winter, and it just really needs to be cleaned up. So I do love my little corner of ivy, and I keep that maintained so that it doesn't take over everything. There are some snowflakes that are planted in this corner, and these mahogany monster heucheras, which can take sun, and this area gets morning sun, but in the summer it gets a little too hot for them. So I'm going to put them in a shadier spot for the summer. And I tried to plant pansies here, but I mean right now this pansy is very happy, but the rest of them didn't do well. It doesn't get enough winter sun for pansies. I do know that Coleus grows really well here. I have grown that and it is very happy in this spot. And what I'm going to add this year is I'm going to add some Dusty Miller, and then I also know that petunias grow really well in this spot. So this is going to be a very budget-friendly planter area. This area is probably about 9 feet wide and maybe about, I don't know, 16 inches deep or so. But I picked up this 8-pack of petunias, which they are obviously very happy. Picked them up on clearance. So this 8-pack was $2. Now I paid full price for these Dusty Miller, which the 4-pack was $2.99. So that puts me at just about $5. And then these Coleus, I picked them up when these little pots were on sale for $1. So that's $3. So this whole entire planter box area will have just cost me $8 for the plants. Now I am going to amend the soil. I'm going to put some Sea and Farm down to give it some really good nutrients, since these are annuals and they need all the good stuff for the short season that they will have. And I will plant them with biotone as well, and of course spreading permateal like candy, because the voles have discovered this area as well. I used to have a carnation in this pot, and I had a lemon thyme, which, nope, those are weeds. So I had lemon thyme in here, and when I went to rooting around to figure out what in the world had happened, of course the voles had climbed up through the hole in the bottom of these pots and eaten the roots of these plants. So at some point I will resolve that issue. And then we have bad hair day. We have my mangaves right here and my snow leopard. And maybe this year I can acquire another one to put on this top step. So let's get started with this prep, cleaning up this area and getting it planted for summer. You really want to give your annuals really good soil because they are heavy feeders. They only last one season. So if you want the most out of your annuals, take the time and spend the money on the dirt. Save the money on the plants. And of course, because of my vole pressure, I always plant with permateal. And of course, don't forget your biotone. It is worth spending the money to get the best season out of your plants, whether they're annuals or perennials or bushes. It really does make it worth it. We're going to start with these Coleus. It doesn't give their exact name, but it says that they get to be 14 to 30 inches high, 12 to 36 inches wide. This is variegated red, green, and white Coleus. So we are going to space these so that they can grow together and be happy and full. And then we are going to I'm only going to use, let's see, two of these Dusty Millers on either end. And then we will add the petunias so that they can grow and drape across the front. It's got some pretty good roots on them. Now when I bought these, they were kind of sad. That's why they were on clearance. They had lost all their blooms and they're a little sad, but a little TLC, and I brought them back to life. And now we have a great clearance find. Alrighty, and one more over here. So we still have 3 left over to use somewhere else. That's awesome. Alright, let's get these in the ground. Now these annuals will also benefit from a liquid fertilizer, and we will also be adding some slug and snail bait. I just moved the pot from this space. Look at that hole. That explains why the voles came up through the hole in this pot and ate my carnation that was in here. I also can remedy the vole situation by putting this concrete paver underneath this pot. That seems like a wonderful idea, as well as adding permateal to the pot, which I will do as well. For the love of dirt, get outside, enjoy what nature has to offer. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Until next time.